My name's Pete Lusk. I live on the west coast of the South Island, and when I was young I used to go in the mountains a lot, and I was lucky enough to travel around the mountains up and down the South Island, and almost wherever you went you would see kea, and you'd get up onto the tops and you'd hear this scream in the sky, and a group of kea come down to visit you. Sometimes there might be two or three, it could be a dozen, it could be 20. And they love playing with your gear and ripping it open, and if you had a wet sleeping bag out in the rocks, they'd be all over it, tearing it to pieces, and you had to grab all that stuff and get it under some rocks, or get it into your tent, or get it under a bivvy and cover it up. What's the story now? There are almost no keas left in the South Island, and that's the only place they live in the world. I've been asking around my Facebook friends all over the South Island, and I can only account for 70 kea left in New Zealand, and another 70 in New Zealand and in zoos in various countries, America, Singapore, Brussels, various places. So by my estimate there's only 140 keas left in the world. In my own district we used to have families of keas. In the north at Karamea there was 20 up there. They'd come down and see the loggers every day. On the Karamea Bluff, if you went through there's a group of keas there, and people used to feed them and enjoy their company. In the mines, the miners used to come out for their lunch, and there was a group of keas came to them, 4 or 5. On the Lewis Pass, people used to take food for the keas there. None of those groups of keas exist now. They started to die off when 1080 started to be used. We have now one kea. Sometimes it brings friends, but only 1 or 2 others. So we have this one lonely kea near Sedenville. It flies around that area, up the Mulkihinui Gorge, and I reckon in the next drop, unless that kea has somehow found how to get round 1080, that kea will die. We had 4 keas at a place called Ghost Lake, which is over more towards Murchison. 4 keas, not all the time, but on one occasion we had managed to get 4 there, and they'd hang around playing with it. Basically they love humans and they play with the humans and they get a bit of food. 1080 drop, all of those keas disappeared. That's our story. We have almost no keas left in Kahurangi National Park. They've gone right over to the Motueka side, and you'll find the most in pine forests where the forest's being logged, because that's where the food is. The dead trees have been killed, the grubs are there, and there's people there. And keas love people, they love us, but they cannot handle 1080, and if 1080 is not stopped pretty much immediately, keas will be extinct in the wild.